Hello everybody! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rachel Takeman and I'm trying to better myself in 2020 by tackling a new goal every month and tracking it all through YouTube videos. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. It's week 3 of my January goals. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button down below so you can help my channel grow. And stay tuned until the end of this video to see if you were included in this week's shoutouts. Again this week, thank you guys so much for your support and your advice. It really means so much to me. This week was a little more difficult than the last 2 weeks have been, but more on that later. If you haven't seen any of my other videos, check out my other videos in the link here. As most of you know by now, my January goal is meal prepping. More specifically, bringing lunch and dinner with me to work every day so that I will not be tempted to eat junk food or stop for fast food. So far, I've been doing pretty good with this goal. I've been getting myself into the routine of grocery shopping and meal prepping every Sunday, even though I've traveled every weekend in January. The first way that I failed this week was with breakfasts. I ran out of bagels halfway through the week and didn't go out to get any more. And as you guys know, I love my morning bagel. And I didn't really want to have a lunch or dinner meal for breakfast as I have in the past. A couple days I wasn't really hungry, but I really should have made something for myself anyway. As I said before, I'm not a morning person, so I wake up at the very last second before I have to leave. So without having a breakfast, I tended to be hungrier for lunch earlier, or more tempted to eat snacks and food that I didn't bring with me. I definitely need to always have some bagels on hand, since they truly are the easiest thing for me to bring with me for breakfast. For lunch on Wednesday, I had a meal that was provided at work. I ate a delicious soup with a bread roll and a coconut cream dessert. I'm not entirely sure what it was, but it was so yummy. Then for lunch on Wednesday night, I had some more of my meal prep from last week, which was the barbecue pork that I cooked in the crock pot with a side of pasta salad. On Thursday, I had the last of last week's meal prep food. For lunch, I ate the chicken, pasta, and Brussels sprouts meal, and for dinner, I ate the last of that pork and pasta salad meal. Both of these were really delicious meals that I'll definitely make again. One of my concerns with meal prepping was that I would make something Sunday night that I was in the mood for then, but then I wouldn't be in the mood for that food throughout the week when I brought it with me. But this really has not been an issue. I've been pretty good about eating the meals I bring with me instead of snacking on something. I've also been pretty good about snacking this month. I've made sure to bring plenty of snacks with me, but they've been much better snacks than a bag of chips or a candy bar. I've made myself my roasted chickpeas a few times, and I brought a yogurt, a grapefruit, cheese, or something similar for my other snacks. This weekend was a long weekend because I get Martin Luther King Day off at work. So I decided to take off Friday and drive up to Boston to see my cousin Grace. Thursday night, I drove up to my parents' house in Connecticut, so it wouldn't be a 7-hour drive in one day. Again on Friday, I didn't have breakfast, but I did have a sandwich for lunch before making the drive up to Boston. On Friday night, Grace and I made dinner. I made guacamole for our appetizer. I love making guacamole. All I put in my guac is avocados, tomatoes, red onion, lime juice, and a bit of salt. Sometimes I add cilantro too, but not every time. It's so easy to make, and it tastes super fresh. Grace made us dinner. She used recipes from Chrissy Teigen's cookbook, which is linked in the description box down below if you want to get yourself one. The recipes she made are called pan-seared fish with herby browned butter and sautéed spicy asparagus. It was super delicious. On Saturday morning, we went out for a spin class, so I just had a banana beforehand. Once we got back, Grace made avocado toast with eggs, tomatoes, and green onions on top as well. Look how beautiful this avocado toast is. We went out for lunch across town at a place called Rochambeau, where I got this broccoli Reuben sandwich. And for dinner that night, we went to an Italian restaurant called Parla, where I had a lobster ravioli with shrimp. We also had some really delicious cocktails there. On Sunday morning, Grace made me some protein pancakes with chocolate chips, as well as a matcha latte. I didn't eat lunch because I was driving back to my parents' house Sunday afternoon. But Sunday night, my mom made a Mexican dinner with chicken, refried beans, cheese, sour cream, salsa, and jalapenos. Like I said, on Monday I had the day off, so I traveled back to Pennsylvania in the morning. On the way there, I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get breakfast and a coffee. I failed. But I'm not gonna give up. Last year, when I tried the Whole30 diet, on the day that I gave up, I went to Nido Burrito and had a gigantic burrito. And ate the whole thing. Now, I stand by that decision. Every part of me needed that. But what I don't like is the way that I just completely fell off track with being healthy after that. Instead of trying again with a less strict diet, I just completely gave up. I tried some unhealthy version of body positivity that told me to eat whatever I want, whenever I want. Now, I'm all about embracing your body as it is and not just how it could be. In fact, that's why none of my goals for this year have anything to do with weight or pant size or anything like that. I'd much rather make lifestyle changes that make me feel healthier and just better overall. I'm trying to embrace body positivity, but body positivity last year meant never doing diets and eating whatever. I wish I could have just accepted defeat from the Whole30 and then picked up again and started something better for me. I'm ashamed to say that it took me a whole year to try to start something again. I was so caught up in my failure that I figured I couldn't do anything about eating healthier, which is crazy to me now because I did such an extreme diet expecting that going from eating junk food over the holiday to eating nothing but meat, fruit, and vegetables would work. And it didn't, so I gave up forever? But I'm not doing that this time. I've learned my lesson, and even though I went to Dunkin' Donuts on Monday, I'm gonna pick up and try again. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little defeated when I stopped at Dunkin', but I felt much more determined to make better choices in the future. And that's not to say that I'm never gonna go to Dunkin' or any fast food restaurant. I need to have days where I splurge and treat myself. It's not realistic to deprive myself of eating out forever. My goal was simply to cut it out entirely for the month of January so that I could get used to not being as dependent on eating out. But because of this goal, I now know some of my weaker points. Earlier in the month, I learned that if I have a dinner packed with me, I'm not as likely to stop on the way home. And I learned that if I bring healthier snacks that might be savory, sweet, or tart, I might not even want to have that bag of chips, bar of chocolate, or packet of Sour Patch Kids. And on Monday, I learned that I need to make a better eating plan when I'm going on road trips. I try to go home to Connecticut about once a month, so it's okay if once a month I go out to eat when I'm on a road trip, but I'd like to have an option, some sort of alternative so I don't have to stop somewhere when I go on road trips. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. When I got back on Monday night, I went to Giant to get some groceries, and I finally got bagels for the week. I went home and made Parmesan green beans and also some roasted chickpeas for the week's snacks. But I didn't make any sort of main course on Monday night. On Tuesday, I brought lunch with me, but lunch ended up being sort of a bag of snacks since I didn't make a main meal on Monday. I didn't need to bring dinner with me, but I ended up staying at work and having a chicken corn noodle soup for dinner. Overall, this week was not my best. I was tired from traveling and didn't make meals like I should have. I didn't go out and get bagels for breakfast like I should have, and I didn't bring enough snacks for my road trip like I should have. But I learned that I need to make another plan for food when I'm making these 5-hour road trips. Have any suggestions? What do you guys do when you're on the road? Now, I could bring a sandwich with me, but what should I bring with me to eat days later when I'm headed back? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't seen last week's video, check out the link at the top of the screen. I mentioned in the last video that I'll be doing a crowdsourced episode for my final week of January, which will be next Sunday. This week, I'll be using all the recipes and suggestions you guys have given me this month. If you have any last-minute suggestions or recipes, feel free to send them to me. When you guys see this video, it'll be Sunday, so I still have a couple days left to use your suggestions. And once again, thank you all so much for your support every week. I failed this week, and I'm embarrassed to tell you guys that, but that's not gonna stop me from continuing my goals. This week wasn't great, but next week will be better. As you guys know, I'm starting to do shout-outs at the end of every video to thank somebody who watched my video and commented on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. This week's shout-out goes to Stephanie Kalmbach. Thank you so much for watching my video and for commenting on Facebook. And thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe down below and click the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And be sure to tune in next week to see me make all of your suggested recipes and to learn what my February goal is. I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I'll see you next week.